Recently, a new trailer turned up and it seems to be covering mostly the second and third episode. There are a lot of shots that are confirming a few major theories, so without further ado, let's just jump into it. In this shot, Cersei is giving a speech to other lords about the Mad King's daughter and warns them that she will destroy the realm. Cersei highlights that they must stand together in order to stop Daenerys and her conquest over the Seven Kingdoms. As we can see, Cersei holds court with Randyll Tarly and his son Dickon, which is confirming a theory that I introduced you with a few days ago. Basically in that video I said that Cersei has enemies all around her, she's basically surrounded, and while it seems like the Mad Queen's reign will not last long, we should reconsider that as she will make a few alliances of the great importance. Cersei needs more allies, and most importantly, Cersei needs an ally that would ensure the provision of a food to the capital, which is of the great importance in the time of war. Long story short, in that video I showed you rather a few strong hints from the season premiere regarding Cersei's new allies that would provide her both an army and the provision of a food to the capital, and this trailer confirmed it. Cersei will make an alliance with powerful vassal house of House Tyrell to overthrow Lady Olenna, whereupon that same vassal house will become the Great House and will rule over the Reach. Therefore, Cersei will ensure the provision of a food to the capital, which is of the great importance in the time of war, even though it will not last long. For his betrayal over Olenna Tyrell, Randyll will most probably be awarded with a place in the small council, and it's also easy to assume that he would be appointed as the new Lord Paramount of the Reach and Warden of the South. This trailer confirmed that once they make an alliance, Jaime Lannister leading Lannister army along with Randyll and Dickon Tarly leading their Tarly army will march on Highgarden, the seat of House Tyrell, which will result with their victory. If you would like to know more details about this confirmed theory, which besides the fall of Highgarden also includes the death of Lady Olenna Tyrell, feel free to check out my recently published video by the name Olenna's Death in Season 7. As I already said, in that video I backed up every single prediction of mine with a scene from the season premiere, as well as from the previous seasons that beside foreshadowing this alliance also foreshadowed their march on Highgarden. However, there are also a few shots of Euron Greyjoy arriving at King's Landing and parading with his prisoners through its streets all the way to the Red Keep to once again propose an alliance accompanied with a marriage to Cersei, to pledge his army and his Iron Fleet to her cause, but this time Cersei will not refuse. Those shots are confirming that Euron Greyjoy is going to successfully defeat Yara and the Sand Snakes in the Fleet Battle, which should take place in the upcoming second episode, whereupon he will come to King's Landing and bring his gift to Cersei Lannister, which should, as Euron said himself, prove his honest intentions, leading to an alliance, accompanied with a marriage deal between those two villains. Euron will bring captured Yara Greyjoy, Lyanna Sand and her daughter Tyene to the capital as a gift for Cersei, and even though Euron's initial plan of sailing to Slaver's Bay to bring Daenerys back to Westeros as his wife and conquer the Seven Kingdoms with their combined forces failed, Euron will still marry a queen, while conquering the Seven Kingdoms is highly questionable. While the fate of Euron's prisoners remains unknown, taking into account that Yara, Illyria and Tyene are Cersei's enemies, especially the Sand Snakes who back in the season 5 finale killed Cersei's daughter, it's easy to assume that they will either commit suicide with a poison or will be tortured and eventually killed in the hands of the Mad Queen. The fact that Euron is going to defeat Yara and the Sand Snakes in a fleet battle isn't surprising at all, since Euron Greyjoy is wildly unpredictable, a cunning strategist and a warrior that possesses proven military tactics skills. Euron has spent the last few years as a pirate, breathing from Old Town to Karth, and is known as the most feared pirate alive. Throughout the history, Euron carried out one of the opening attacks of the Greyjoy Rebellion, which happened approximately 9 years before the beginning of Game of Thrones series. Euron carried out an attack in which he destroyed the Lannister fleet at Lannisport, which was mentioned 2 times throughout the series. This was mentioned by Tyrion Lannister in the very first season of the series, as in the 4th episode Tyrion told to Theon about his memories of witnessing the raid on Lannisport caused by Theon's uncle, Euron Greyjoy. The second time it was mentioned by Jaime Lannister in the season 7 premiere. Euron has the Iron Fleet, which he claims is the greatest armada Westeros has ever seen, which accompanied with him being an experienced and proven captain, strategist and a warrior, makes his upcoming victories not that surprising. Before I focus on another shot, let me also provide you an answer on a very common question regarding Euron and his Iron Fleet, which is, how did Euron Greyjoy manage to build 1,000 ships? In the previous season, Euron commanded to everyone to chop down every tree they find to build him 1,000 ships in order to conquer Westeros, but the Iron Islands are small and rocky with poor soil and hardly any natural resources, meaning that it certainly didn't have enough trees for the Ironborn to build him the greatest armada Westeros has ever seen. However, in the season premiere, Jaime might have provided us an answer on that question, as there's a scene in which he said that the only thing the Ironborn know how to do is steal things they can't build or grow themselves, which should be an answer on your question. In the description for the second episode, there's stated that Daenerys receives an unexpected visitor, and while in my previous videos I said that an unexpected visitor is most likely Melisandre, as we got to see her in Dragonstone in the first official trailer of the 7th season, this trailer confirmed it. Beside this shot in which she meets Daenerys, there's also a shot of Varys joining Melisandre on Dragonstone. The shot in which the Red Priestess meets Dany is also accompanied with Melisandre's speech. Melisandre says, "I believe you have a role to play," as does another. Let's continue with a few shots of someone who I believe is Jon Snow arriving at Dragonstone. Beside the fact that Jon will receive Sam's letter in which he states that there's plenty of dragonglass on Dragonstone Island, Jon will also receive an invitation from the Mother of Dragons to come and meet her. While Jon Royce, the Lord of Runestone and a powerful bannerman of House Saryn, states that the Targaryen cannot be trusted, Jon states that they can't hope to defeat the Night King's army on their own, and highlights that Daenerys has dragon fire. The king in the north will, in the following episode, go to Dragonstone to meet Daenerys in order to try to persuade her into sending her army send dragons north, and in order to collect as much dragonglass he can. Beside those shots of another huge meeting, we also have a few more shots from Winterfell, including this one in which we can see children, including a girl, being taught how to handle a bow and arrow. This trailer also provided us a few shots of Littlefinger teaching Sansa another lesson about manipulation. Baelish says, "Everyone is your enemy, everyone is your friend. Every possible series of events is happening all at once." Peter Baelish might be cunning and ruthless manipulator, but it seems that Sansa sees through his game. It seems that Sansa has learned a great deal from Littlefinger and Cersei throughout the years, which might lead to Littlefinger's downfall. There are also a few shots of Jorah, Daenerys dragons and Dragonstone, as well as a few shots of the Unsullied attacking Casterly Rock, which should take place in the 3rd episode. I already made a video regarding Daenerys' conquest over the Lannister stronghold in which I provided you every detail about how exactly will the Unsullied manage to conquer one of the most formidable and well-defended castles in all of Westeros, so feel free to check it out. Other than this trailer, HBO has recently released official images from the 2nd episode. There's a photo in which Daenerys gathers her allies and advisors in the chamber of the painted table at Dragonstone. Long story short, Daenerys will have a huge meeting regarding her conquest of the 7 kingdoms. Then we have a photo that includes Sam still performing his menial duties in the Citadel in presence of an Archmaester Ebrose. In the upcoming episode, Sam will almost certainly find out a cure for Jorah's disease with the help of an Archmaester, while there's also a high possibility that the cure they're looking for is dragonglass. If you didn't watch my previous video, let me just say that the Season 7 premiere gave us a few hints that dragonglass, beside being capable of killing and creating White Walkers, as well as being capable of saving men from dying and turning into white, might also be capable of curing grayscale. However, we also got to see the king in the north and Davos Seaworth preparing to leave Winterfell for Dragonstone, about which I talked earlier in this video, but before Jon leaves, he will have an interesting conversation with Littlefinger in the crypts, which will not end well for Peter Baelish. Official photos also include the Stark sisters, and while Sansa is at Winterfell, Arya is still heading south. This photo has revealed Arya's next stop on her journey to the capital, which is the inn at the crossroads.